Right now, somewhere in America, someone just checked their bank account, hoping to see a deposit that could change their entire month. Maybe that someone is you, maybe it's your parents, maybe it's your neighbor who's been quietly struggling to keep up with groceries, rent, and rising bills. And now, suddenly, there's talk of $1,200 in payments for Social Security beneficiaries. And the biggest question everyone is asking is, when does it arrive? This isn't just another headline. This isn't just another rumor floating around social media. This is about your wallet, your security, your ability to breathe just a little easier at the end of the month. Because let's be honest, prices are up, stress is up. And for millions of Americans relying on Social Security, every dollar matters more than ever. But here's where things get confusing. You've probably heard different numbers, different dates. Some say it's already coming. Others say it's delayed. And some are asking the biggest question of all. Is this even real? That uncertainty, that waiting, that's what makes this moment so important. Because the difference between knowing and not knowing could mean planning your bills or falling behind. In this video, we're breaking it all down for you. No complicated jargon. No confusing policy talk. Just clear, simple answers about what this $1,200 payment really means, who could receive it, and when you might actually see it hit your account, so don't click away. Because the next few minutes could directly impact your next paycheck, your next grocery run, and your peace of mind. Where did this $1,200 payment come from? Let's rewind for a second, because this didn't just appear out of nowhere. The idea of a $1,200 payment tied to Social Security has been gaining attention due to ongoing discussions around financial relief, cost of living pressures, and the growing concerns about whether current benefits are enough to keep up with real-world expenses. Millions of Americans, especially seniors and disabled individuals, have been feeling the squeeze. Think about it. Rent has gone up. Food prices have surged. Medical costs, they're not slowing down anytime soon. And yet, for many people relying on Social Security, income hasn't kept pace fast enough to cover it all comfortably. That's why proposals, adjustments, and potential supplemental payments have been circulating, including figures like $200. For many viewers, hearing that number immediately sparks hope, because $1,200 isn't just a number. It's groceries for months. It's catching up on bills. It's finally fixing something that's been broken in your home for too long. But here's the truth you need to understand. Not every mention of $1,200 means a brand new check is automatically coming your way. Sometimes it refers to combined benefits. Sometimes it's tied to adjustments, credits, or specific eligibility groups. And that's exactly why you need to stay informed. Because misinformation spreads fast, and the last thing you want is to plan your finances around something that isn't fully confirmed yet. So the real question becomes, is this a direct payment, a boost, or something else entirely? And more importantly, does it apply to you? Who could qualify for these payments? Now let's get to the part that matters most to you. Do you qualify? Because here's the reality. Not every Social Security recipient is treated the same way when it comes to payments, increases, or potential relief programs. There are different categories of beneficiaries: retirees, disabled individuals, survivors, SSI recipients. Each group has its own rules, its own payment structure, and sometimes its own eligibility criteria for additional support. So when you hear about a $1,200 payment, the first thing you need to ask is, which group is this targeting? For example, some payments are aimed specifically at lower income beneficiaries. Others may focus on those receiving supplemental security income, and in some cases, eligibility could depend on income thresholds, filing status, or even whether you've completed certain administrative steps. And this is where a lot of people miss out, not because they weren't eligible, but because they didn't realize they needed to take action. Imagine this: you're entitled to extra support, but you never claim it. That's money left on the table. Money that could have helped your family. So if you're currently receiving Social Security, this is your moment to pay attention, because understanding your category could be the difference between receiving that payment or missing it entirely. Payment timeline. When could it actually arrive? Now let's talk about timing, because this is the question everyone keeps asking. When will the money arrive? And here's where things get a bit tricky. Social Security payments typically follow a structured schedule. They're not random. They're based on your birth date, your benefit type, and when you first started receiving payments. That means if any additional funds, like a $200 amount, are approved or distributed, they often follow a similar pattern. They don't just appear overnight for everyone at the same time. Some people might see it earlier, others might have to wait days or even weeks longer. And that waiting period, that's where anxiety builds. Because when you're counting on money, every single day matters. Now, depending on how the payment is structured, it could come as a one-time deposit, a series of smaller payments, or even as part of an adjusted monthly benefit. So if you're checking your bank account every morning, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are doing the exact same thing. But patience is key, because understanding the system helps you avoid unnecessary stress and helps you know exactly when to expect what's yours. How this could impact your monthly budget. Let's be real for a moment. What would $200 actually mean for you? For some, it's survival. For others, it's relief. And for many, it's the difference between falling behind and staying afloat. Imagine being able to pay off a lingering bill. Imagine walking into a grocery store without constantly calculating every item. Imagine a moment where you don't feel financial pressure weighing on every decision. That's the power of even a single payment like this. But here's the important part. If you do receive it, how you use it matters just as much as receiving it. Because temporary relief can either solve short-term problems or help you build a more stable future. That's why financial awareness is crucial right now. Because whether it's $200 or any other amount, smart decisions today can protect you tomorrow. Common misunderstandings you need to avoid. There's a lot of noise out there. Headlines, social media posts, rumors, and not all of them are accurate. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that every viral claim is automatically true. And when it comes to money, that assumption can be dangerous. Some believe the payment is guaranteed. Others think it's already been sent to everyone. And some don't realize there may be conditions attached. The truth is, not all information is equal. And if you're not careful, you could end up misinformed or worse, disappointed. So always double check, always stay updated, and never rely on a single source. Because when it comes to your finances, clarity is power. What you should do right now. So what can you actually do at this moment? First, stay informed. Keep checking reliable updates because things can change quickly. Second, review your Social Security details. Make sure your information is accurate and up to date. Third, be prepared. If a payment is confirmed, you don't want delays due to missing or incorrect information. And finally, stay alert because sometimes opportunities are missed simply because people weren't paying attention. Real stories. Why this matters more than ever. Behind every payment, there's a story. A retiree choosing between medicine and groceries, a disabled individual trying to maintain independence, a family supporting an aging parent. These aren't just statistics, these are real lives. And for them, $200 isn't just helpful, it's essential. What could happen next? This might not be the end. Discussions around Social Security support are ongoing. That means more updates could come, more changes, possibly even more financial relief. And if you're paying attention now, you'll be ready for whatever comes next. At the end of the day, this is about more than just money. It's about security, stability, peace of mind. If this $200 reaches you, it could make a real difference. But even beyond that, staying informed ensures you never miss what you deserve. So don't tune out, don't assume. Stay connected, stay updated, because your financial future isn't something to guess about. It's something to stay ready for. And if you want to keep getting the latest updates that actually matter to your wallet, make sure you stay with us, because the next update could change everything.